Yo guys, what is up? It is Juracraft and welcome back once again to another epic transformation video. You guys have been requesting the end portal. In my last video we did transform a nether portal into this epic masterpiece.
Banished from my own homeland. Now you dare enter my realm.
So there's a sneak peek for those of you who missed out on that last video, but if you think that video was good, wait till you watch this one. Right guys, let's get down to building. So to kick off today's transformation, we have to get rid of these trees and level out the grassland once again. I have a feeling this build is gonna be absolutely huge. The idea was to have an end portal right in the center of a huge epic fantasy style tower. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Little did I know that this was gonna be one of my best creations ever. Now, right now at this point, I'm just getting a rough outline of this build using some cobblestone and stone brick, but the idea was to go for some really epic fantasy style shapes. So I'm really going out of my comfort zone here, but guys, you won't believe how incredible it turned out to be. Now, in my last video, we did use purple as the main color theme, but one of you guys also suggested to go for green in my next creation, so that is exactly what we're doing today. I'm also gonna add in some huge epic style chains, because what's an epic build without at least a few chains here and there, right? I did make some changes later on, and it worked out just great. So I gave the chain a bit more of an angle, and instead of using black, we're gonna go for grey this time round. Now I have to admit guys that you have been hitting those 1000 likes every single video. I'm gonna have to up the game slightly, and instead of making it 1000, we're gonna make it 2000. I know it's getting crazy, but I believe in you. Right guys, so far so good, but we still have so much work to do, and honestly at this point I started to realize how big this build was gonna be. Seeing as we are going for a green colored tower, I've decided to fill up the walls using some green clay and make some really cool patterns using some cobblestone stairs and some cobblestone slab. I'm also gonna extend the chains right up to the top of this tower. So at this point in the video, I was so pleased with the design for the tower. The base looks really good, so the outline is pretty much done. I'm going to continue adding some more detail and adding in those really unique designs using the cobblestone stairs and the cobblestone slab. To be honest guys, I was so worried that I was going to mess this up, but it turned out way better than I ever expected. I do have to say though, I found it very difficult to put this tower together. I was trying to come up with a good enough outline to get a rough idea of how tall this tower was gonna be, but I was really struggling at this point. You can just tell by this flyby that this tower is gonna be excessively tall, and the main issue here really is trying not to make the tower look too repetitive or out of shape. Right guys, now I don't usually do this, but we're gonna jump straight into building the landscape. Why? Because I just had an incredible idea pop into place. Firstly, I'm gonna create some corruption in the landscape, creating these huge cracks right around the tower. I'm also gonna add in some custom mountains and some custom trees. But guys, the next step is absolutely mind-blowing. I've never thought about doing this, but if we fill up the cracks using layers of glass, it actually creates a mystic green fog. And what a better way to match up with the rest of the build. Just take a look at this. Doesn't that look amazing? All I have to do now is just add some bridges to make sure there's actually access to the tower. And while we're at it, I might as well swap over this river and make it match up with the rest of the landscape. Hopefully, you guys can get some build tips and ideas from this video, maybe even inspire you to build something like this yourself. I tell you what guys, not bad, but we do have to finish this tower one way or another. I do know that some of you guys are going to be wondering where I got my inspiration from. Just like my last video, I am basing myself on a World of Warcraft fantasy kind of style. Apart from that, I was also thinking along the lines of a Lord of the Rings Isengard tower. So we continue to build right up this tower, sticking to the original design, adding in those patterns, those green walls, and making sure that the chain actually flows right up to the top of the tower. At this stage though, I did decide to change the design slightly and add in some huge open air balcony spaces throughout the next few levels of this build. I swear guys, the longer you watch this video for, the more epic it gets. I'm going to be adding one last layer to the top of this tower, and then we're going to finish off with a very important feature that is going to completely change the look of this project. Now would you just take a look at this? Doesn't that look great? But there's one last thing we need to do to make this as epic as ever. I've created a hollow cylinder and cut into it using some airbrushes to finally present to you my version of an epic fantasy style end portal tower.
Illidari. My demon hunters. With countless worlds burning in the Legion's wake, you answered the call. Our time is short. All worlds will burn.
Right guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you next time. Thank you for all the support. This is JeroCraft, over and out.
And remember where we've been.